conversation about health and well-being at any age. Welcome to this channel, where we delve into often overlooked topics that matter. In this video, we're exploring the subject of masturbation and aging, a topic surrounded by myths, misunderstandings, and curiosity. We'll discuss the physical and emotional aspects of sexual health as we age, busting myths and addressing concerns about this natural behavior, practical advice for maintaining a healthy relationship with yourself and your body. This isn't about judgment. It's about fostering understanding and encouraging open, honest conversations about topics that impact everyone at some point in life. Let's break the stigma together and focus on science-backed insights for better well-being. Have you ever wondered why discussions about aging and pleasure often remain taboo, shrouded in silence and misconceptions? In a world where intimacy is often associated with youth, we tend to forget the incredible emotional and physical importance it holds in our later years. This video is not just about breaking those barriers, it's about celebrating the truth today. We'll dive deep into the misunderstood and often overlooked topic of self-pleasure in old age, unpacking myths, revealing truths, and exploring its profound impact on emotional well-being and physical health. Why should you stay until the end? Because we'll confront the reality of how self-pleasure transforms with age, discussing its liberating joys, its challenges, and its potential to redefine intimacy. We'll also explore medical insights, psychological benefits, and the critical balance needed to ensure this practice remains a source of empowerment rather than isolation. Whether you're here out of curiosity for guidance or to challenge preconceived notions, this is a conversation that promises to leave you informed, inspired, and perhaps even comforted by the realization that the journey of pleasure doesn't end, it evolves. Let's unravel this delicate yet powerful subject together, ensuring you walk away with a fresh perspective on the connection between intimacy and aging. Stay tuned, because the insights you gain might just change how you view this topic forever. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Let's embark on an enlightening journey to explore a topic that is often misunderstood, delicately nuanced and profoundly human: the experience of pleasure in old age. This is not just another casual conversation. It's a heartfelt attempt to unravel the deeply personal and often unspoken layers of intimacy that continue to exist as we age together. We'll challenge long-held myths, confront societal taboos, and embrace the raw, undeniable truths about how this intimate act shapes lives through its power to heal, liberate, and sometimes stir complex emotions. For many, aging can feel like a slow unraveling of things once taken for granted: youth, energy, even passion. But let me tell you, pleasure doesn't vanish with the passing years. On the contrary, it transforms, becoming a richer and more meaningful expression of self-love and connection. Masturbation, often reduced to whispers of awkwardness, is so much more than a physical release. It's an act of reclaiming one's autonomy and rediscovering the language of the body, a quiet yet profound rebellion against the constraints of age and stigma. As we age, life teaches us that the greatest journeys are inward. Masturbation becomes a sanctuary, a deeply personal space where one can reconnect with their innermost desires and affirm their right to joy and self-care. It's a moment to soothe not only the body, but also the mind and soul, creating a harmony that transcends physicality. And this isn't just about pleasure, it's about releasing the weight of emotional tension, finding peace and solitude, and embracing the beauty of being fully alive, no matter the number of candles on your birthday cake. I believe that this intimate practice carries an extraordinary power. It's a reminder that even in the later stages of life, we remain vibrant, deserving of love and pleasure, and capable of experiencing profound joy. If you're in this stage of life, know this: you are not alone. Your desires, your experiences, and your right to self-love are valid. Let's honor the human experience in its fullest form, celebrating the beauty and complexity of the connection we share with ourselves as we journey through life and embrace the process of aging. Certain aspects of our existence begin to take on deeper, more meaningful dimensions. Masturbation, a practice often associated with the vigor and intensity of youth, transforms into something far richer. As we grow older, the body, which once responded with a fiery urgency of youthful desire, gracefully shifts through natural changes, hormonal adjustments, evolving physical sensitivity, and the gentle ebb and flow of desires. These changes, while inevitable, are not losses, but invitations to explore pleasure in a new and profoundly personal way. In our golden years, this intimate act becomes less about urge and more about connection, a deeply personal way to honor and nurture the changing body with testosterone and estrogen levels. Naturally declining sexual desire may no longer roar with the same intensity, but it does not vanish. Instead, it softens into something quieter, something richer, waiting patiently to be rediscovered in moments of solitude and self-appreciation. For many, masturbation in later life is not merely about physical pleasure. It becomes an act of self-love and empowerment. It is a celebration of one's ability to still feel, to still desire, and to still connect with the essence of who we are beneath the surface, without the societal pressures and often unrealistic expectations that accompany intimacy in youth. The act of self-stimulation becomes a deeply freeing experience. It allows one to explore their own body with tenderness, curiosity, and respect, savoring the profound beauty of the present moment. I believe this transformation is a gift, a chance to redefine what intimacy means on our terms. It's a reminder that our bodies, no matter their age, are deserving of love, attention, and care. This practice, stripped of external expectations, becomes a sanctuary of self-discovery and peace, reinforcing that pleasure does not fade with time. Instead, it evolves, offering us new ways to cherish and connect with ourselves, creating a sense of wholeness that is both comforting and deeply fulfilling. Aging, after all, does not diminish our capacity for joy, it enhances it. If we are willing to embrace it with an open heart, it is a sanctuary where one can rediscover the profound connection between the body's innate needs and desires. A reminder that pleasure is not just a fleeting indulgence, but a deeply valid and life-affirming experience that enriches the human spirit no matter one's age. For older adults, especially, embracing this part of life can feel like reclaiming a piece of vitality that society often tries to dismiss as irrelevant. Yet, it is anything but. Pleasure is not a luxury. It is a profound affirmation of being alive, a celebration of the resilience and beauty of the human body. The benefits, both physical and emotional, are nothing short of transformative on a purely physical level. Regular self-pleasure ensures vital blood flow to the genital area, promoting the health and vitality of tissues that might otherwise succumb to disuse and atrophy. This simple act becomes a shield against the ravages of time, maintaining strength and function in ways that are often overlooked yet crucial for overall well-being. This alone is remarkable, but it is the emotional and psychological effects that truly astound in those intimate moments. The release of endorphins, the body's natural happiness hormones, creates a wave of euphoria that can wash away even the heaviest burdens of stress, anxiety, or depression. It's a quiet revolution of the spirit, an opportunity to step out of life's relentless demands and reconnect with joy, however fleeting it might seem for me. There is something profoundly beautiful in this, a reminder that we are not just our obligations or the sum of our worries, but beings capable of immense pleasure and contentment. To think that such a simple, natural act could offer so much feels almost magical. It's a gift we can give ourselves, a moment of self-compassion that says, I matter. My needs matter in a world that often sidelines the desires of older individuals. This reclamation of agency and self-care is deeply empowering. It reminds us that life's joys are not confined to youth, but are available to all who choose to embrace them in the golden years of life. Embracing this intimate practice becomes a profound affirmation of our vitality, our capacity for joy, and our unwavering right to personal fulfillment. It's a celebration of our humanity, a way of acknowledging that even as the years pass and the world might expect us to fade into the background, we remain whole, vibrant, and deserving of the pleasures that life has to offer, far from being a source of shame or guilt. It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a declaration that the journey of self-discovery and pleasure doesn't end with age, but transforms, revealing new and equally beautiful dimensions as we grow older. When an older individual takes the time to honor their body's needs through self-pleasure, they are not merely seeking a fleeting moment of relief. Instead, they are nurturing their overall well-being in ways that ripple far beyond the act itself. The connection between body and mind deepens, fostering a sense of peace and relaxation that is often elusive in the later stages of life. In my opinion, this practice is a gentle reminder to treat ourselves with kindness and to recognize that our needs, physical, emotional, and even spiritual, are valid and worthy of attention. One of the most significant benefits lies in its impact on sleep, a treasure that becomes increasingly vital with age. For many older adults, restful sleep is a luxury, yet it is critical for maintaining physical health, emotional balance, and cognitive clarity. The relaxation that follows self-pleasure acts like a soothing balm, melting away the day's tensions and worries. This state of calm not only enhances the ability to drift into a peaceful slumber, but also contributes to waking up refreshed and more ready to embrace the day ahead. In moments like these, when we allow ourselves to connect with our inner desires, without judgment or societal constraints, we reclaim a part of our identity that may have been overlooked or dismissed. It's an act of self-love, a beautiful acknowledgement that our capacity for joy and satisfaction is not limited by time, but enriched by the wisdom and experiences that come with it. I believe this is one of the most empowering and life-affirming gifts we can give ourselves, no matter our age. Psychologically, masturbation holds a much deeper significance than many might initially realize, especially as we navigate the complexities of aging. It is far more than a private act. It serves as a profound tool for self-awareness, emotional healing, and rediscovery of one's inner strength for older adults. It becomes a lifeline to reclaim a sense of autonomy over their body, an essential part of themselves that can often feel diminished by the physical and emotional challenges of aging. In a world that can make aging feel like a slow surrender to vulnerability, loss of control, and disconnection from the body that once seemed so familiar, masturbation offers a deeply personal pathway to empowerment. It's a quiet act of rebellion against the narrative that aging is only about decline, a reminder that our bodies remain capable of pleasure, connection, and comfort. Through this intimate experience, we have the opportunity to reconnect with ourselves on a profound level, shifting our focus from what has been lost to what is still possible. I find this idea incredibly moving and inspiring as we age. Society often conditions us to see our bodies as betraying us or as sources of disappointment. But masturbation can transform that perspective. It becomes a way to reclaim agency, to remind ourselves that our bodies are not simply deteriorating vessels, but sacred living parts of who we are. This renewed sense of connection can spark a powerful surge in self-esteem. To touch oneself with kindness and curiosity is to tell the story of acceptance, to say I am enough, as I am even in the face of change. That kind of self-compassion is deeply emotional and profoundly empowering, offering not only physical relief but also a much-needed balm for the soul. To me, this act is not just about pleasure but about rewriting the narrative of aging, embracing our bodies for all their stories, scars and imperfections. It's a way to honor ourselves and rediscover the comfort that comes from within, reinforcing a positive, loving relationship with the most permanent partner we will ever have ourselves. As with all deeply enjoyable activities, there exists a delicate balance, an invisible line that, if crossed, can transform a once healthy and fulfilling practice into something potentially harmful. Masturbation, when approached in moderation, holds the power to be a natural and beneficial form of self-care. Even in older age, however, when it becomes excessive or compulsive, it can cast a shadow over both physical and emotional well-being, leading to consequences that are often underestimated or ignored physically. Overstimulation of the sensitive nerves in the genital area can result in heightened sensitivity at first glance. This might seem like an enhancement, a gift even, but over time this heightened state can backfire, bringing discomfort or a noticeable reduction in sensation. Imagine the frustration of seeking the same level of pleasure only to feel that it slips further and further out of reach. This hypersensitivity can trap individuals in a disheartening cycle where they find themselves needing increasingly intense or frequent stimulation just to achieve the same fleeting satisfaction they once enjoyed effortlessly. Emotionally, this struggle can breed dissatisfaction, even sadness, as the joy and release once associated with the act begin to erode. Anxiety may creep in, creating a vicious cycle where the stress of unmet expectations fuels further compulsive behavior, amplifying the problem. It's heartbreaking to think that something so personal and natural can have left unchecked. Leave a person feeling empty or disconnected. From my perspective, this issue speaks to a deeper truth about life itself. The need for balance and self-awareness. Pleasure in all its forms should enhance our lives, not control or diminish them. The key lies in being kind to oneself, respecting the limits of one's body, and seeking joy in ways that nurture rather than deplete our physical and emotional reserves. It's not about avoiding pleasure, but about honoring its role as a part of a full, healthy and harmonious life. As we journey through the later stages of life, we often find ourselves confronting challenges that run deeper than just physical health. The most profound impact of excessive masturbation in old age is not on the body, but on the heart and soul. Many older adults, feeling the weight of time, turn to this act not out of desire, but as a refuge, a desperate attempt to escape the suffocating grip of loneliness, anxiety or depression that can quietly envelop their days. Aging often reshapes the very fabric of our relationships. Social circles may shrink, once vibrant connections may fade, and family dynamics can shift in ways that leave one yearning for the warmth of the past. The echoes of conversations that once filled the home may be replaced by an overwhelming silence. A silence that whispers of solitude and loss. In these moments of vulnerability, masturbation might seem like a fleeting escape, a way to momentarily numb the aching void that loneliness carves into the heart. But is it truly solace, or is it a fragile bandage over a wound that needs deeper healing? When this private act becomes the primary, or even the sole source of comfort, it can start to erode the spirit rather than uplift it. It risks becoming a cycle of temporary relief that only deepens the very feelings it seeks to soothe, perpetuating an emotional isolation that feels almost unbearable to me. This is a poignant reminder of the human need for connection, for moments of shared laughter, for a simple touch that says, "You are not alone." If we allow these emotional voids to be filled solely with fleeting distractions, we risk losing sight of what truly nourishes the soul: love, friendship, and meaningful human bonds. Let this be a call to all of us, whether we are experiencing this ourselves or witnessing it in those we care for, to extend a hand to foster real connection and to remind ourselves that even in the quietest moments of life, we are never truly alone. The emotional void created by isolation is like a silent storm, brewing beneath the surface, pulling individuals, especially older adults, into a cycle that becomes increasingly difficult to break. This cycle, marked by dependency and withdrawal, gradually deepens, carving out a space where loneliness thrives for older adults. This kind of emotional isolation is particularly insidious because it often goes unnoticed by those around them. The world may see them as coping, yet inside, they may feel trapped in a solitary existence with their emotional needs left unmet. When someone retreats into the solitary world of self-stimulation, the warmth of human interaction and the joy of meaningful connections can feel further out of reach. It's as though each moment of retreat builds another wall around their heart, making it harder to step out and seek the relationships that truly nourish the soul. Masturbation in its healthiest form can indeed be a source of comfort, a way to connect with oneself and find relief from physical and emotional stress. But when it becomes a replacement for the deep, fulfilling bonds we crave as human beings, it risks leaving an individual feeling hollow and even more profoundly alone in old age. This issue takes on a nuanced complexity. Masturbation can be a healing and empowering practice, helping to maintain a sense of vitality and self-awareness. It can offer a safe space for exploring one's desires and emotions. However, when it tips into excess, when it becomes a crutch rather than a tool for self-care, it can create frustration, disconnection, and a dependency that echoes through every part of one's emotional life. Finding balance is essential. It's not about denying oneself the solace of personal expression, but about understanding the delicate interplay between self-reliance and the innate human need for connection. To me, the true tragedy lies not in the act itself, but in the way it might quietly replace what matters most. The ability to love and be loved, to touch and be touched, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually, in navigating this delicate terrain. It becomes clear that we need not choose between self and others. Instead, we must embrace both, finding harmony in the practice of self-care, while leaving room for the joy and healing. Only human connection can provide the journey to finding balance in life, especially in matters of intimacy, and connection is profoundly personal. A path that demands courage, honesty, and a deep sense of self-awareness. But more than anything, it requires self-compassion and a gentle understanding of one's own needs and vulnerabilities. For many, the search for companionship, affection, or emotional support may take unexpected turns. Some might find solace in self-stimulation, using it as a way to cope with feelings of loneliness or emotional voids. While it may offer a fleeting sense of relief over time, it can create a subtle, almost imperceptible wall between oneself and the outside world. This gradual reliance on masturbation, while seemingly harmless at first, can slowly lead to emotional disconnection, fostering a profound sense of isolation and longing for something more fulfilling from a medical standpoint. What does science say about masturbation in old age? Clinical studies suggest that masturbation in itself is not inherently harmful. In fact, it carries notable health benefits. When approached in moderation, it can improve circulation, relieve stress, and even support emotional well-being by releasing endorphins. However, like any behavior, when it crosses the threshold into excess, it can begin to take a toll. Physically, it might strain the body, but emotionally, the risks are more subtle, and far-reaching overindulgence can create patterns of avoidance, where deeper emotional connections or meaningful relationships are neglected in favor of instant solitary gratification. In my opinion, the heart of the matter lies in balance and intentionality. Life, especially in older age, thrives on connection with ourselves, with others, and with the world around us. Masturbation can be a natural and even beneficial part of life, but it should complement, not replace, the deeper, more nourishing aspects of human interaction. Reflecting on this delicate interplay reminds me of the importance of not just physical health, but emotional vitality, finding ways to nurture both so we don't lose sight of the human touch and shared moments that truly make life beautiful. Compulsive masturbation in older adults, while often overlooked, carries significant physical and emotional implications that demand our attention. Numerous studies underscore the risks of this behavior, especially when it becomes the primary outlet for emotional or sexual fulfillment on a physical level. Excessive self-stimulation can drain energy reserves, leading not only to sexual fatigue, but also to a pervasive sense of physical and mental exhaustion. This depletion saps the vitality that older adults so deeply need to navigate their daily lives with purpose and joy. Imagine the toll this takes on someone who might already be battling the natural declines of aging. It can feel like yet another hurdle in the race to maintain independence and well-being. For older individuals, staying physically active isn't just a recommendation, it's a lifeline exercise. Helps preserve mobility, build muscle strength, and enhance cardiovascular health, all of which are crucial for aging gracefully. Yet when compulsive behaviors like excessive masturbation take center stage, they can rob a person of the motivation and enthusiasm required to engage in these vital activities. It's heartbreaking to consider how this can spiral into a sedentary lifestyle, a lifestyle that can pave the way for even greater health risks. Heart disease, diminished muscle tone, and a loss of flexibility are just the beginning. The emotional toll of such a cycle can be equally devastating, fostering feelings of isolation, guilt, or frustration. From my perspective, it's essential to approach this topic with compassion and understanding rather than judgment. Many older adults may turn to masturbation out of loneliness or as a coping mechanism for unmet emotional needs. Addressing the underlying causes, be it isolation, stress, or a lack of connection, is key to finding balance. Physical intimacy and emotional fulfillment are natural human needs, but when they are channeled into unhealthy extremes, the consequences can be profound. Ultimately, recognizing the value of moderation and seeking healthier outlets for emotional expression, like meaningful relationships, hobbies, or mindful physical activity, can help restore the energy and vitality older adults deserve. Aging is a beautiful chapter of life, but it requires nurturing the body and spirit with care and balance, not behaviors that drain their precious reserves as we move into the later stages of life. The impact of excessive self-stimulation stretches far beyond the physical realm. It deeply affects the heart of our relationships and emotional connections. This is particularly poignant for older adults, many of whom may live alone and turn to masturbation as a way to meet their sexual needs in solitude. While this can offer a sense of comfort and release, it often comes with unintended consequences, especially for those in committed relationships. In the context of a long-term partnership, the habit of frequent or compulsive masturbation can quietly take the place of the shared intimacy that once acted as the glue binding the relationship over time. What was once a source of mutual joy, connection, and vulnerability can begin to fade, replaced by an individual act that, while private and personal, leaves no space for the kind of closeness that partners crave. This shift isn't just about the loss of physical intimacy, it's the emotional chasm that opens between two people who once found so much comfort in each other's arms. From my perspective, this loss feels particularly heartbreaking. There's something profoundly beautiful about the way couples, even in their later years, can nurture their bond through shared moments of affection and tenderness. When self-stimulation becomes a frequent substitute, it risks eroding that foundation, creating a growing emotional and physical distance for one or both partners. This can result in feelings of neglect, frustration, and even rejection, leaving them wondering what went wrong and longing for the warmth of the connection they once had. It's a reminder that intimacy is so much more than physical touch. It's about feeling seen, cherished, and valued by the person who has shared your life. Neglecting this aspect in favor of solitary habits can turn even the strongest relationships into shadows of what they once were. I believe that with open communication and a willingness to prioritize the relationship, couples can rediscover the joy and closeness that comes from shared intimacy, breathing new life into their bond and reminding each other that love at any age is worth nurturing for anyone finding themselves in this delicate situation. It's crucial to discover a harmonious balance that nurtures both self-understanding and the connection shared with a partner. Masturbation, when approached mindfully, can serve as a personal exploration and even a means to enhance intimacy rather than replacing it. But if it begins to overshadow or substitute the deep, loving touch and shared moments with a partner, it can quietly erode the bond that keeps relationships vibrant, meaningful, and strong. Intimacy is the heartbeat of any healthy relationship, and allowing anything to disrupt that rhythm can create a void filled with distance and emotional longing on a deeper level. The emotional and psychological impact of excessive masturbation can weigh heavily on the spirit, especially for those who grew up in environments steeped in shame and secrecy around sexuality. Many of us were raised with a message that sexual exploration was something forbidden, something to be hidden in the shadows for older adults. These deep-seated beliefs often linger, creating an internal struggle between natural desires and feelings of guilt or unworthy worthiness. It's heartbreaking to think about how many carry these invisible scars, feeling trapped by outdated views that stifle their ability to embrace their bodies and desires with openness and acceptance. In my opinion, we deserve to rewrite this narrative, to free ourselves from the chains of shame, and to embrace a more compassionate, understanding perspective on our needs and behaviors. Sexuality is a gift, a way to connect, not only with others, but with ourselves. And when we approach it with care, honesty, and balance, it can enrich our lives rather than diminish them. Let us hold space for these conversations, unlearning the judgments of the past and stepping into a future where our desires are met with respect, love, and emotional clarity. For many people, the act of self-stimulation is not just a moment of personal pleasure, but an emotional battlefield fraught with deeply conflicting feelings. While the physical sensations of masturbation can offer fleeting relief or joy, these moments are often overshadowed by an overwhelming wave of guilt, shame, or remorse. This emotional tug-of-war stems from the clash between natural human desires and ingrained societal or cultural beliefs that label such behaviors as morally wrong or inappropriate. It's as though the mind becomes a courtroom where the heart stands trial, accused of betraying its sense of right and wrong. The weight of this conflict can be crushing. Imagine the exhaustion of repeatedly navigating a cycle of indulgence, judgment, and regret, each loop chipping away at one's self-esteem. It's not just an internal struggle, but a deeply isolating experience when someone feels trapped in the cycle, unable to reconcile their actions with their values. The result is often a profound sense of loneliness. They may withdraw from loved ones or social connections, fearing judgment or misunderstanding, which only deepens their isolation over time. This relentless inner battle can take a devastating toll on mental and emotional health. Feelings of inadequacy and self-loathing may creep in, paving the way for anxiety, depression, and a diminishing sense of self-worth. It's heartbreaking to think of someone carrying this invisible burden, silently questioning their value as a person, as human beings. We deserve kindness and understanding from ourselves, yet these individuals often feel locked in a prison of self-criticism and doubt. In my opinion, this struggle is a poignant reminder of how important it is to challenge the rigid beliefs and stigmas we inherit. We need to approach such topics with empathy and open-mindedness, allowing space for self-acceptance and personal growth. Life is already challenging enough without the added pain of carrying unnecessary shame. By fostering understanding and compassion both for ourselves and for others, we can break free from these damaging cycles and reclaim the joy and peace that everyone deserves. Recognizing these emotions is crucial because they are far from uncommon, especially among individuals who grew up in environments shaped by conservative or repressive cultural values. These deeply ingrained attitudes often make it challenging to view natural human behaviors like masturbation without a sense of guilt or discomfort. However, confronting these feelings head-on with courage and a willingness to embrace self-acceptance can be an incredibly freeing experience. It allows us to shed the unnecessary weight of shame and replace it with a sense of empowerment and understanding of our bodies. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment one below to let me know that you are still here with me. From my perspective, it's truly heartbreaking that so many people, particularly in older age, still carry the burdens of outdated stigmas around sexuality. Masturbation, when practiced in moderation, not only has the potential to be harmless, but can also bring about significant physical and emotional benefits. It can reduce stress, improve sleep, and even enhance one's sense of self-connection. Yet I believe it's important to strike a mindful balance, especially for those who are in relationships. Over-reliance on self-stimulation, while natural at times, could inadvertently create distance in a partnership if not approached with awareness and open communication. In conclusion, the key is not to view masturbation in old age as taboo, but rather as a natural part of human life that can enrich one's well-being when integrated thoughtfully. For me, the path to embracing this balance lies in honest self-reflection and a commitment to maintaining harmony in all areas of life. By doing so, we can ensure that this practice remains a positive aspect of our sexual and emotional health, rather than a source of guilt, disconnection, or shame as we journey through the later stages of life. The importance of self-awareness and self-compassion grows exponentially. These qualities become the bedrock for leading a fulfilling and balanced life, allowing us to embrace every aspect of our humanity, even those often misunderstood or stigmatized sexuality. Even in our golden years is not just a natural and beautiful part of who we are, it is a profound celebration of life itself. It reminds us that no matter our age, we are still vibrant, feeling and deserving of joy. Far too often, however, society heaps unnecessary guilt and shame on this topic, casting a shadow over something that should be cherished as deeply personal and positive. This misplaced judgment can rob us of the chance to connect with ourselves and experience the emotional and physical release that comes with sexual pleasure. To acknowledge and embrace this connection with our bodies, even in old age, is an act of profound self-love and self-respect. It affirms that we are worthy of intimacy, not just with others, but with ourselves. Yet it's crucial to approach this subject with a mindful heart. While masturbation is a perfectly normal and healthy expression of self, it can sometimes become a crutch. an emotional refuge from the loneliness or isolation that may accompany aging when it begins to replace meaningful human connection. Those precious moments of shared laughter, touch, and understanding. It may signal a deeper underlying issue yearning to be addressed. In my view, this is where self-awareness becomes a powerful tool. It allows us to discern whether we are indulging in a beautiful act of self-expression or using it to fill an emotional void that could be better healed through genuine relationships. This reflection doesn't call for judgment, but for gentle compassion toward ourselves and our needs. Life at any age should be about finding harmony and embracing our sexuality. With openness and wisdom is a crucial part of that balance. In moments of emotional solitude or overwhelming life circumstances, it becomes incredibly vital to seek out alternative and more meaningful forms of emotional support. Turning to therapy or counseling can provide a safe and nurturing space to explore your feelings, while reconnecting with cherished loved ones offers a deeply grounding sense of belonging. These forms of connection are not merely distractions, but powerful sources of emotional nourishment that can heal the heart and uplift the spirit in ways that fleeting surface-level satisfaction like self-stimulation simp cannot. In my experience, nothing compares to the warmth and reassurance of feeling truly understood and supported by another human being during life's most challenging times. It's a reminder that we are never as alone as we might feel, a pressing concern that often lingers in the minds of many, particularly as they grow older, revolves around the potential long-term risks associated with masturbation. Let me emphasize this clearly. It's time to lay to rest the unfounded myths that have haunted generations and created unnecessary anxiety. The fear that masturbation might cause irreversible damage to sexual health or somehow hasten the aging process has no foundation in credible science. Medical research consistently shows there is no evidence to suggest such dire outcomes. As someone who has explored this topic deeply, I find it profoundly liberating to know that our bodies are far more resilient and adaptive than these outdated beliefs would have us believe. Let's embrace a kinder, more compassionate understanding of our instincts, freeing ourselves from the weight of these unnecessary fears. Life is too precious to let baseless myths dictate how we perceive our well-being and our bodies. Studies have repeatedly debunked the myths surrounding masturbation, proving there is no connection between this natural act and severe conditions such as prostate cancer or sexual dysfunctions like erectile difficulties or impotence. Yet these baseless claims persist, sowing seeds of fear, particularly among older adults who may already struggle with self-doubt or vulnerability as their bodies change with age. It saddens me to see how misinformation can rob people of their peace of mind, especially during a stage of life when they deserve understanding and compassion. That being said, like all things in life, balance is essential. Masturbation, when practiced in moderation, can be a healthy and even empowering experience, contributing to stress relief and overall well-being. However, overindulgence can subtly take its toll. While it doesn't pose any permanent health risks, excessive masturbation can lead to feelings of physical exhaustion and emotional fatigue. Over time, the frequent release of energy without sufficient rest or proper self-care may leave one feeling drained, both physically and mentally. I believe this highlights an important truth about self-love and care. It's not about denial or excess, but about finding that sweet spot where you nurture both your body and soul. For those who might feel shame or confusion about their habits, I urge you to approach the topic with kindness toward yourself. Our bodies are incredible, capable of offering us both pleasure and signals for balance. Listening to those signals and respecting our limits can help us lead more fulfilling, joyful lives without unnecessary guilt or anxiety. Overindulgence, especially in something as intimate as masturbation, can carry unintended consequences, including a gradual and heartbreaking decline in libido over time. Imagine the irony: an act intended to satisfy sexual yearning becomes, when performed compulsively, a thief of desire, leaving in its wake a sense of emptiness, frustration, and even disconnection. It's a bittersweet cycle that underscores the delicate balance required to truly nurture one's sexual vitality. Masturbation during older age, when approached thoughtfully and with care, has an extraordinary ability to enrich both the body and the soul physically. It serves as a gentle guardian of sexual health, encouraging robust blood flow and preserving the suppleness of genital tissues, which are vital for maintaining function and comfort emotionally. It can be a sanctuary, a moment of profound relief in times of stress, anxiety, or the aching loneliness that sometimes accompanies advancing years. It offers an opportunity to honor and reconnect with one's body, a poignant reminder that vitality and self-worth do not diminish with age. But even this beautiful act, when done excessively, can tip into imbalance if it starts consuming a disproportionate share of time or becomes a shield, hiding deeper emotional wounds. It begs the question: what pain is it trying to soothe? Is it the heavy weight of isolation, the restless stirrings of anxiety, or perhaps an unspoken yearning for deeper human connection? These are difficult but necessary truths to confront, for ignoring them only compounds the inner struggle in addressing these challenges. There's immense hope and empowerment in rediscovering alternative ways to meet physical and emotional needs, hobbies that spark joy, friendships that nourish the soul, or even simple grounding activities like yoga or nature walks can reawaken a sense of balance and fulfillment. These avenues remind us that pleasure and well-being are not confined to one act, but are part of a broader tapestry of living fully and authentically. To me, masturbation in old age is more than just a physical act. It's a declaration of life, a celebration of the self, and a testament to the enduring human spirit. But like all powerful things, it requires moderation and awareness to truly shine as a positive force. When practiced mindfully, it becomes a source of profound emotional comfort and physical rejuvenation, fostering clarity and sexual health that enhance the quality of life. Yet when it starts replacing the joy of meaningful relationships or overshadows other dimensions of existence, it's a gentle signal to recalibrate. Life at every stage is about finding harmony with our desires, our emotions, and the world around us. Masturbation in its best form can be part of that harmony, offering moments of solace and self-discovery, but let it serve as a complement to the richness of life, not as a substitute for the depth of human connection and the beauty of shared experiences. Balance, after all, is the key to unlocking both pleasure and peace in our lives. As we wrap up this deeply insightful journey into the evolving nature of pleasure in old age, I'd like to ask you, what have you learned so far? What new perspectives, ideas, or reflections resonated with you the most? Take a moment to think about one thing you've learned from this video and how you can bring it into practice in your own life, or share it with someone who might need it. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please share your answer in the comments below. Your stories, insights, and reflections are what make this conversation richer and more impactful. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. By doing so, you're helping us spread knowledge, break taboos, and inspire meaningful discussions. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.